morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas break. I know I am, and my golly, is it good to be in the holiday season. Law school's over, I get to actually relax and have fun with my dogs. It is a fantastic time, and I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas break, and welcome to Fuent Chat with Johnny Fuent's first ever minisode. And for this one, it's going to be a short episode with me talking about whatever I want to. And for this holiday season, I am going to let you guys know what my top 10 picks are for my top 10 Christmas movies that you should see this holiday season. Now, if you don't agree with my top 10 picks, that is fine. These are just my recommendations on my top 10 movies that you guys should definitely watch this holiday season with the family, either by yourselves, except without the kids for one of them, because one of them is kind of rated R. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right to it. The first movie on my top 10 list, we'll start out with number 10, is Last Christmas. Now, this is a really fun feel-good movie starring Queen Latifah, who basically gets diagnosed with a deadly disease and decides to spend her last Christmas going to her dream hotel and living her best life. It's a good comedy, it really makes you feel good, and it's fantastic for the holidays. And not to mention, it's Queen Latifah. She is an amazing actress, and I just love her movies. One of my favorite movies of hers is definitely Bring Down the House. If you have never seen that movie, you are doing yourself an injustice. Next on your list at number 9, I got the Santa Claus movie. Tim Allen as Santa Claus is always a fun trip. This is a fun movie to watch with your kids, and my favorite part of this entire movie is, of course, when the elves are breaking him out of jail. Nothing has ever been able to top that in any of the Santa Claus movies, and number 1 is definitely my favorite out of the 3. At number 8, I have Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Now, if you don't know about this one, this is basically an anthology of different Christmas stories starring Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. In the Goofy one, he's spending Christmas with his son and learning the true meaning of Christmas. In the second one, starring Donald Duck, you have Huey, Louie, and Dewey basically doing a Groundhog's Day and learning what it means to spend time with family and, of course, the true meaning of Christmas. And then lastly, you have the last one starring Mickey Mouse, where he's going out of his way to find the perfect gift for Minnie, even though he doesn't have the money, and tries his best to earn that money. Again, a fantastic story, and it's an anthology, and each story makes you feel good. At number 7, you have the classic Home Alone. You cannot go without your holidays without watching this one. It is an absolute classic, and I just love to see Kevin just stick it to the sticky bandits, all his traps, all his shenanigans, and by God, I would hate to see the hospital bill for all the injuries. Yeesh. Especially when you get older, you start really to think about all those injuries. You're like, oh, that's you're going to feel that in the morning. And at number 6, you have the best adaptation of The Grinch, and that is Jim Carrey's version of The Grinch. It's just the best version, hands down. His antics, his version of the iconic song, his craziness, it just sells the movie and just brings such a uniqueness. And the amount of jokes that went over my head that I get now, it's just endless fun. Really endless fun. And if you think the Benedict Cumberbatch movie is on top of this, well, you're probably wrong. But anyway, at number 5, you have the classic Polar Express. This is definitely in my top 5 Christmas movies. I remember how iconic the book was and how excited I was to basically watch this movie, and every time I do, I just want to drink hot chocolate from the singing scenes, and not to mention the other songs like We Believe is such a classic. The animation, while it's kind of nightmare fuel now, it's just really great, and I just remember being in elementary school, everybody dressing up to watch this movie. It was just, you just had to be there. It was just a feeling all around. And at number 4, you have 29th Street. Yes, none of you probably saw this coming at number 4. 29th Street is probably one of my favorite Christmas movies, and it's about a guy who changes his entire world when he buys and wins the first New York lottery. The cast is fantastic, and it's just crazy. And like I said, if you have kids, this is the one that's rated R that I would not recommend your kids watching. But if you really want to watch stuff with your teenage son, daughter, or whatever, definitely the movie for you. You'll laugh so much, especially if you're a New Yorker. You will understand all the jokes. At number 3, you have the ultimate Christmas movie, Die Hard. Yes, I said it. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. If you do not believe that, you are wrong. I mean, think about it. John McClane gives out the gift of bullets. He lets everybody have the gift of death as he tries to save everybody from these thieves, from these bandits. I mean, everybody's acting is phenomenal. It's iconic. And to settle the argument, it is still and always has been and always will be a Christmas movie. And at number 2, you have my favorite adaptation of The Christmas Carol, which is The Muppets. This is just the best adaptation hands down. The music is amazing, the acting, and the Muppets are great. I mean, heck, Gonzo as Charles Dickens is just hilarious, especially with his comments. And Rizzo, I still love the whole jelly bean thing where he basically does all his tricks to get across from a door and then he just goes under it to get his jelly beans. It is funny, it is amazing. And not to mention, Michael Caine is just really great in this movie, especially surrounded by Muppets. I remember in an interview he stated that he basically treated the Muppets as actual actors. And it shows because this man brings his A game. And if you haven't watched this version, you are definitely doing yourself a disservice. Definitely watch it. I believe it's on Disney Plus, and just have a good time. And at number 1, my favorite, hands down, best Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. And you know why this is hands down? Because I still remember getting up on Christmas Day, or heck, even Christmas Eve, and you turn on to that certain channel and this movie will always be playing. And I remember my family would get up to watch this movie together and just keep rewatching all the scenes over and over again. And it's a great movie and just goes to show you that if you want a gun for Christmas, you may just shoot your eye out, kid. But anyway, like I said, this is the minisode and these are my top 10 Christmas movies. If you had the pleasure of seeing all of them, please take my advice and see the rest. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your holiday season, snuggle up with your loved ones, drink that hot cocoa, especially if you live in the Northeast or Midwest where you're facing a blizzard, and just relax to the Christmas music, whichever one is your favorite. But anyway, I'll see you guys next year for the new season of Fuent Chat with Johnny Fuent when I come back in January. So sayonara, see you later, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.